My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is January 25th, 2024. It is 4:56 a.m. So I was editing some of the videos that I recorded yesterday. I did 5 videos. I just set because there were a lot of tweets coming in and I was really into them. And each of the tweets that I came across, I wanted to read some of the comments and stuff. So I ended up making 5 videos while I was having a good time. And I edit 4 of them. I just finished 1 of them and I have 1 more to do. And I took a break and I hop on Twitter, and this is what I find. I would love to make live stream to share these things with you, but I can't do that. I don't want to do live stream. So I have about 9 tweets regarding, I guess, the gutter press and things like that. There are some videos in them. There's a possibility I might put these on APTS Sussex because it has to do with the UK and the unnecessary noises that's going on. And then there are some tweets regarding Harry and Meghan, and Missing Harriman is nominated. So I'm thinking this will be on Pure YT Entertainment because this is my main channel. So I'm trying to go back to that again. So let's look at some numbers. This channel is demonetized. I had neglected it, so I'm starting to put more content on it. So this is the back end, 3,511. I have a warning. I'm telling you, all of my channels have warning. Phew. All right, so I need, okay, the numbers are calling up. 2,762 public watch hours. I need 4,000. So let's not look at the numbers. Let's go on Twitter, okay? This I just put it on my list, but it will be later. Let's start with the list the way that I put it. All right, this is the first tweet. I didn't bother going APTS Sussex just in case I may not even put the video there. Oh, this one might be there. I'm sorry, let's go back. All right, let's pause. Okay, so this is the backup channel. This is the backup channel, so there's a possibility I might put the video that I'm recording. And now this is the numbers, just for record purposes. Whenever I'm showing this, feel free to skip. Okay, my analytic, all right, $168.04, and the last 48 hours I had 1,848 views. The one that is getting the money, they withheld some of the views. And I had people saying they're trying to put a thumbs up. It didn't work on some of my videos. So I don't know what's going on, what YouTube has with my channel, but whatever. We push on. So many people have done more than enough. They donate to, I don't have a lot of money, but you know, whoever could donate on my PayPal, Patreon. I think I haven't been on my Patreon in a while. Since Harry and Meghan went to Jamaica, so I haven't checked. And my Cash App, some people have donated to there. So now let's go on Twitter. Okay, this is the first video. Okay, so lady, you could not have predicted that your king's prostate will be enlarged, that's the thinking face, and he's right there in the same country under your nose, but you could see a split all the way to Montecito, California. There's the thinking and the laugh. Y'all better buy the psychic. What is that? I don't know what is that. Some more bread and butter. All right. So she retweeted that. Okay, so there's only one comment. It says best comment award. So let's go into that. I'm done with the retweet. So now I'm going into what she retweeted it. Okay, let's pause. Okay, the asparagus fortune teller got booked for GB News to predict what was going to happen between Meghan Markle and Harry. What was that? Who's that? Don Neeson. Are you not embarrassed? So this was done. When was that? Okay, January 24th. So they asked her to come yesterday. So let's listen. It's only 27 seconds.
And what about the royal family? Is there any predictions for the royal family this year?
Just watch out for news from Montecito. There are going to be separations and divorces within the royal family. And remember, it is extended, but there's going to be quite some news from Montecito.
Right. So it could be a Harry and Meghan split.
That looks on the cards.
Ooh, controversial. And what about the...
Oh my God. Let's see here. Journalist, there's a laugh. She'll do and say anything for a paycheck. Okay, Don Neeson, journalist, broadcaster, woman. Okay, so that's her background thing. I don't want to go into all of that. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, who gives a flying F about the Markles? They are a bad parody, totally embarrassing. You get me, bro. Okay, so why you guys are talking about them? Okay, I'm a soothsayer. Okay, soothsayer. The divorce will be William and Kate. I saw it in my turnips. Mark this post. Okay, there's a mental health crisis in the UK. I'm sorry, but this confirms it. How is the interviewer not embarrassed? And the fourth estate wonders why social media is beating it and credibility. Media literacy is so dead. This is what happens when the arts are devalued and underfunded. Journalism devoid and standard and a public condition to accept it. Yeah, this I agree. All right, they condition the people to accept this BS. This is what I mean. They want to think for you. They will tell you how to think, when to think, and how to think. This is the nonsense here. Okay, looks on the card. There's that here. I heard this every year for the past 5 years. It's been almost 6 years now. What's new? So that's an ad. Let's go to the next one. And it's making reference to the fortune teller. There was something I saw regarding the asparagus. I just skip it. I don't know if I put it on the list. She was holding some asparagus in her hand. The future head of state obviously does not live with his wife, embarrasses her in public, and they both pull away from each other physically. The British press, her fortune teller predicted Harry and Meghan royal split by reading her asparagus. Jemima Packington from Bath and Somerset foretold that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will leave the firm by tossing asparagus spears into the air and interpreting the patterns they create. Oh Lord, asparagus is the new tea leaves apparently. They should be looking closer to home for that couple that is moving toward that divorce. Okay, I've read this several times this evening, but I still can't believe it. It's just freaking cuckoo. An asparagus psychic? That's an ad. I'm telling you, the UK is out of this world. That's not the bad part of this story. The whole British TV station to invite a fortune teller on the predict someone else's marriage failure to me the issue. This is the depravity of British media and it's shameful. Asparagus is very expensive to use for fortune teller during a cost of living crisis. How insensitive of them. Okay, can the asparagus fix William and Kate marriage? Did she eat it afterward? Okay, what is it with a British press's obsession with combining politics and vegetables? First it was the Prime Minister cabbage and now is the divorce asparagus. The ratchet British tabloid make it point every day to show the world how the barbaric they are. Thank you. I'm not the only one who see that. Okay, if the asparagus is speaking to you, it's time to step away and seek help. That's for sure. Let me guess. The kumquat guy is next. That island ain't a real place. What did I call it? Fantasy Island. Fantasy Island. Let's go to the next tweet. My goodness. There's this here. It's not Meghan and Harry who can't move on. It's British media that's obsessed with them. The royals, not a single mention of Charles, his concubine William or Kate Middleton. Okay, so what are these? Is this bigger? Somewhat bigger. Okay, Meghan returned to Jamaica 13 years after her beachfront wedding. Then they say, what was Harry's friend who got married there? So she went there after that. Okay, 13 years after her beachfront wedding, Duchess visit Island Nation with Harry for Bob Marley film premiere after she tied the knot with first husband Trevor Englison. Oh my God, okay, so that's the thing here. You guys could pause and read it. My goodness, the UK is very taxed. Oh, that was it. There was no comment. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. This is insane. Wow. It's not a healthy thing for the people in the UK. No wonder why Meghan said they should come with a warning label. Okay, next tweet. I still laugh when I look at this photo, which they later blamed Jamaica. There's the laugh. Seriously, going on a tour without knowing what's planned and what to scrap? Tone deaf. It is not like they didn't pack perfect outfit to reenact colonialism. Yeah, look at them. They had an idea. Okay, the rest of the world, including the US. Okay, the people who were running the country, they had a goal. They had a set plan how they were gonna run the world. But what happened is that the 2020 election put a halt to it. Okay, you heard Trump, his rhetoric, the nonsense he was spewing, and take the US out of many treaties and all sort of agreement with different countries and doing some crazy stuff the US never really done before, even though in the background there's some stuff they've done. You just have to look. I don't want to get to that. But they had an objective. There was a goal. Everyone was on point. When you look at the UK, got itself at the EU. Okay, through lies and deception and all of that. They had a set goal. These are the same group of people. But what happened here is that the US 2020 election put a halt to it. And we have a long way to go. We still have to fight. It's not over because that same guy wants to get back again. We need to be very careful. So their goal was set, and I think why the UK removed itself from what the EU is just that they want to play both sides again. Okay, I'm not part of this, but they still maintain friend between all parties, and then sell information. In my humble opinion, okay. But anyway, if you look at, I believe it's PYTE. I have a video where, what did I call it? The storm is coming or something like that. One of the things that I did, I put a map or globe, okay, of the world, and then I put the flag of the UK in the back, and then in the front it was William. The thing was that back in 2020 I did a video. I call it The Storm is Coming. For the thumbnails, based on what I said or my discussion in the video, what I did was that I put a globe as part of the thumbnails, and then on top of it I put the UK flag. And then a couple months later, I believe it was the earth shot William was doing, and someone put a picture of him with the world behind him, and I was shocked to see how close my thumbnails was in comparison to the picture that I saw on Twitter. My mind was just blown away by it. That's how it went. I didn't have the picture of William on it. The picture of William came months later from a tweet or something like that, and then I compare it with the thumbnails of my video. The storm is coming. I think that's what I called it. Yeah, I don't remember what I said in the video, but it made reflection to what I've said. The thumbnails image made some sort of a connection or reflection to what I've said in the video. Okay, so that's that. And then I think a couple years later, and then we see some of the crazy thing that was going on. Okay, so let's read some of the comment. They have so much stuff, but they don't take advice. It's so cringe that they will do this and expect it to go over well. It just shows that the only audience they play to is their psycho friend at home. Okay, their staff must hate them, or they also incompetent. I think it's this one here. They don't listen, they don't take advice, plus they have their objective. Okay, let's not forget about that. They could blame as many people as they want. They have their objective. This is what they want. They don't care what anybody else is saying. This is what's gonna happen. And then when the fallout come, okay, they just blame it on people. Okay, such a terrible APTS. There's that here. And then what happened is that they want the countries to accept their barbaric behavior, but they're not willing to change. I talk about it in one of the videos that I did yesterday. Okay, I don't think these two are bright, and they have no emotional intelligence. Okay, royal family planned the tour and invited themselves and made the host pay for all the expenses. Yeah, I respond to one of them that made reference to that as well, and I was like, they told them not to come, but they came anyway. All right, they fell upward. There's only one other time that I saw them looking and enthused. There's really not much going on upstairs for either one of them. All right, where's that? The image was taken at Buckingham Palace on 18 December. Then somebody was saying there were some issues with some distorted in this image. Okay, allegedly. Okay, they skipped military uniform and medals to Jamaica, and they knew what they were doing. That's it. Also, think royal family had planned it as launching pad for their global statement status, but it flopped. Yep, that's another thing too. This is what I mean. They know what they were doing, and they went straight for it. And then the nonsense. Okay, they put in William's head since he was young after his mom passed. They put so much grandeur of things in his head, but reality, he can't compare reality with the nonsense that they're putting in his head to say, oh, you tell me BS or something like that, and then to change course. But he accept the BS because everyone around him bow down to him, listen to him, and if he said jump, the people say how high. So he thinks whatever it is that they're feeding him that make his head so big, and he believed them. But reality will always be reality. This is why people have to stick with their principle. All right, it's Kate Middleton's smile and giddiness that disturbed me. She really has no clue how bad they looked. Maybe William had some reservation, but she is all about royalty and all its perks. It wasn't her brother selling swastikas thing and all of this. Okay, so in my humble opinion, her family probably grew up in this type of mentality too. I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay, so there's all of this. These are the mentality they probably put in her head. Her brother selling swastikas, they have that white supremacy mindset. So doing all of this, yeah, she believes it. She's all for it, in my humble opinion. Okay, well, this was an earlier tour. There's that. Okay, what's even more disturbing is that probably the happiest she looked the whole time in Jamaica when reminiscing colonialism. Yeah. Okay, I agree with that too. WanK forgot to do the work. Remember, they work shy. Whoopsie. All right, these two delusional lost souls should be perfectly matched. What happened? Was Harry theory correct about some marrying for love as opposed to out of sense of duty? All right. For some reason, there maybe, I don't know. I think maybe Kate do love William, but it's not return, I think. But then again, he's the king and she grew up in the country in the UK, so she knows all of this. So there's a possibility she like him, but then again, it could be just for the position too. So who knows? Out of the window. Personally, think this is outdated now. Even in UK, the impact is a zero in this day and age. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. Next one. All right, so there's that here. This what was going on, and okay, so I better hurry up. It's 5:15. Well, GB News, your idiotic interview didn't go according to your script, did it? How is that journalistic? Okay, this one is 5 minutes and 52 seconds. Okay, let's see here.
The Sussexes, Harry and Meghan, they've once again been hitting headlines after being photographed last night with the Jamaican Prime Minister.
Yes, Harry and Meghan attended the One Love premiere to celebrate the life and music of Bob Marley.
And while there, they were seen chatting and posing with Jamaica's PM, Andrew Holness, who has previously been vocal about his desire to cut ties with King Charles and the monarchy, and he's currently Jamaica's head of state.
Yes, well, joining us for more on this is the talent and PR manager, Jonathan Shallett. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on the show. Now, you're a talent and PR man, so you'll be used to some of your clients perhaps making silly decisions. Is this one when it comes to Meghan and Harry?
I went to pause this video, but instead I paused the recording one. Let me move it back slightly. And something was said about idiotic. So let's play it again.
On the show. Now, you're a talent and PR man, so you'll be used to some of your clients perhaps making silly decisions. Is this one in your view when it comes to...
Okay, so they're talking about Jamaica making a silly decision for its country to remove Charles as head of state. This is what she's calling a silly decision to the best interest of the country. It seems like majority, there's probably some who probably still want Charles to be the head of state, but the majority of things that I'm hearing, and probably in Jamaica as well, they want to remove or cut ties with the UK. Okay, so she's calling that idiotic decision. But let's continue. That's what I want to pause this video, but instead I pause the recording one. All right, let's listen what this guy has to say.
To Meghan and Harry.
I like the way you set up the question by saying silly decision, kind of indicating your viewpoint already. I'm not sure it's a silly decision. This is a movie about one of the greatest reggae star ever, and Meghan has black descent, and so she's been invited to the premiere and gone. I don't think one can criticise some with black heritage going to a movie about a great reggae star.
But the...
I don't think this is what they were expecting. So he's already saying, you already have your preconception of what you want me to say, but you don't. This is exactly where I didn't listen to this at all, by the way. Okay, I saw it and I quickly put it on my list, and I think there's other one, people who make who retweeted it with different caption, and I wanted to listen to it so badly. So another word, that woman wanted him to say something different, but this is not what she's getting so far, and I agree with him. All right, with the connection, and they love Jamaica, love Prince Harry, and then there's Meghan, mixed race background and all of that, so it's a perfect match to invite them to come and sit. And let's not forget, Meghan was an actress as well. But let's continue. Listen, I'm moving it back slightly just in case I over talk something.
I don't think one can criticise some with black heritage going to a movie about a great reggae star.
But the headlines that have come out of it, though, accusations that they appear insensitive, members of the royal family unwell in...
That's the UK headline, okay? That's the UK headlines. Been making noise with this nonsense with Kate and Charles. It may not be nonsense if they're telling the truth. May they get their, quick recovery. But they've been dragging this, leading to Harry's award for the living legend of aviation. So this headline, it's coming from the UK, not the rest of the world. All right, so let me see what this guy gonna say.
Hospital, going through surgery and the like, and they're with a famous anti-monarchist. Is there nothing there that you think might be problematic?
I think they're two separate issues. First of all, travelling when a member of their family is not well. Well, they already live in Los Angeles, so they're hardly, if anything, they're going closer to their family than further away if they go to Jamaica. I'm not sure. It seems to me that both the King and the Princess of Wales have routine operations. They're not, life-threatening operations. And indeed, the Princess of Wales has had her operation. I'm not quite sure why you'd expect them not to travel when their family members aren't well. I mean, my parents haven't been well, and I've continued travelling.
But Jonathan,
oh my God, this is not what they expect from him. I don't think this is what they expect from him. All this nonsense, the question that they asking, that lady and the co-host, is nonsense I'm hearing on Twitter. And they're asking that on TV. Oh my God. So they don't want who's making those noise. But let's continue. And they're starting to interrupt them because this is not what they want. But anyway, let's continue.
They're travelling and doing that to a place and to a Prime Minister who last year suggested that they would leave the Commonwealth and remove themselves from links to the monarchy. It's not just the fact they're travelling when their family are ill. They're doing it at a time when, and schmoozing with people who have, in some aspects, attacked the monarchy.
That's not attacking.
Well, the King Charles may say that's responsible. He went to the celebration of Barbados being independent from the UK and flew over.
Bingo! Exactly. Okay? Barbados did it, and Charles was there. Okay, but let's continue. This guy is good.
To Barbados, as Barbados ended their time as part of the UK jurisdiction. The fact is, our dialogue is better. Dialogue is better than ignoring. And I think because someone's anti-monarchist, when we had a brutal slave trade in Jamaica hundreds of years ago, I'm not sure they can be attacked for going with a democratically elected Jamaican Prime Minister. If that's the policy of the country. I mean, Barbados has remained great friends with Britain, even though now totally independent. And many...
Exactly. Okay? These people want war. That's all they want, hostility. And I'm glad this guy is putting them in place. Listen to some of my old videos that I recorded sometime yesterday or something. I was saying something like this. Every respective countries have their own goal. They have their own objective. Okay? So whatever goal the UK has, it doesn't match with Jamaica. And Jamaica has its own goal. So they want to separate that and move their respective ways and still maintain friendship. Okay, these people, that's all they want, barbaric behavior. And I'm glad this guy is saying it straight like it is. Okay, I'm moving it back slightly again. Let's listen again.
I'm not sure they can be attacked for going with a democratically elected Jamaican Prime Minister. If that's the policy of the country. I mean, Barbados has remained great friends with Britain, even though now totally independent. And many could say perhaps that's a good way of keeping positive relationships with Jamaica, with the brothers of the next king being there. I think, there are positives here as well. I think this is an example of the media in Britain having one agenda. Again, Meghan.
I mean, I wonder if it's... you make a good point there. You make a good point. But what about what they're doing there? Surely it's just to tout for business, schmoozing with people. Potentially there's some media types there, some bosses of big media companies that they can try and get some work off. Do you think this is more business than leisure?
It's none of your guys' business. Okay? This is what they do. They wanted to be independent, make their own living. It's not taxpayers' money. So anybody who wants to do business with them, and if it matches their goal or their objective or whatever it may be, hey, it's none of your business. What the hell? Oh my God. Let's see what he says now.
At the end of the day, unless you are a lucky sperm, in other words, your parents give you tons of money, or you've inherited tons of money, you've got to make a living.
Thank you.
Previously, we criticised Harry for living off the royal family while still a member of the royal family. He's made the decision to leave the royal family, therefore he's got to earn a living. I don't quite see why he'd be criticised for making a living, because if he didn't make a living, we'd criticise him for taking money off his father.
Jonathan, I take...
Oh my God, this guy is great. Perfect response. Oh my God, they're not gonna invite him anymore. They're not gonna invite him anymore. He's not giving them what they want to hear. From the beginning, he caught them off guard. You already made your point. You think this is where he's gonna go? He's like, nope. And he told them that too.
Your point, but I think it's more because they've made a lot of money off the back of criticising the royal family, have they not?
What?
So there is always that.
What?
Listen, absolutely, we're all aware of what's happened previously, what they've been paid for on the books they've published, but it seems to me that a woman of black heritage going to a film premiere of the most famous black reggae singer ever is not the most unnatural coupling. I think it's I'm Jewish. If there was a movie about the greatest Jew ever, I might travel to see that. I mean, why wouldn't Meghan travel to see a movie about Bob Marley? I mean, Bob Marley is such an incredible artist.
Yeah.
That's a great honour. And if they get a holiday in Jamaica as well, fantastic. They're entitled to go to sunny, nice places. I'm sure the two of you are going to have a nice holiday somewhere sunny this year.
I hope so. I hope so. My last holiday was in Norway and it was absolutely freezing.
Mine was Iceland last weekend.
Well, that's your choice.
Well,
Minus 20.
Isn't there a volcano in Iceland?
Yeah, you can see the smoke billowing as you come in. Yeah, it's amazing. Fantastic.
All right, that's your choice. You wanted to go to a cold place. So what? That's your choice. Nobody else has made that for you.
Well, it was absolutely brilliant to get your perspective. Perhaps you've softened mine a little bit. Jonathan,
All I
Charlotte.
do think is I don't follow the narrative of many people.
Good.
I think there's a lot of criticism of Harry and Meghan that's unwarranted. I'm not saying it's all unwarranted, but there's a lot that's unwarranted. And it's interesting, overseas, they're viewed much more favourably than they are in the UK.
Well, I'm not sure in the States anymore. But anyway, we could argue this back and forth. But Jonathan, Charlotte, talent and PR manager, thank you very much for your perspective.
Oh my God. They didn't get what they wanted to hear from the guy. Okay, so there's more.
Now,
okay, let's listen.
these articles, I think, seem to be conflating two things. That Jamaica's intention to become a republic is also a statement of animus or hostility towards the British royal family. And I don't think I've ever gotten that from any of our leaders, that there is any animus or hostility, or that we would completely separate ourselves from diplomatic relations with Britain and any kind of interaction with the British royal family.
Okay, and one videos that I did yesterday, I think it was the same video here, and I think this is where I made my point, where, you know, each countries have their own respective views, goal, and agenda, and what the UK is planning, it doesn't match with Jamaica. So I agree with this guy 100%. It just, there's no hostility here. It's the UK who's created the hostility. All right, and then I bring whole bunch of different issues, you know, different Commonwealth countries that associate with the UK, how the visa system work when it comes to white Commonwealth countries in comparison to black and brown like Jamaica countries. They don't have the same kind of freedom. So Jamaica's not losing anything to be independent from the UK. All right, but let's continue. So I did bring that topic before, so let's listen to this.
The government has simply laid out a position that it does not believe, and I 100% support them, that we should continue with the British royal family as the heads of state, the hereditary heads of state of Jamaica. I see no dissonance between, as they put it, quote unquote, cozying up with Harry and Meghan. And wanting to leave the British royal family.
Or labeling our prime minister as anti-royal.
Yes, bitter.
Okay.
And, you know, so
I think what the prime minister is doing is just going with the voice of the people. And it's probably some of his sentiment as well. So he's doing the will of the people. And it seems like majority of Jamaican don't want the British monarchy to be the head of state. Okay?
Somebody needs to say it. People just like Harry and Meghan more. There's also that. You know, let's just be honest.
Well, the YouTubers have said it.
Yeah, let's just be honest. There's also that. Yeah?
Yeah, one said, sounds like they're jealous of the reception that Harry and Meghan was given by Jamaicans.
Bitter. bitter.
And the other thing I see here with some of the discussion that is happening, especially with this radio station, and I believe it's in Jamaica. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Okay. They need to keep on calling the paper out, the UK papers out, because they've been going for too long unchallenged, and this is why they got out of control like that. They've been going on for so long, spewing BS. Even the question these two were asking were nonsense that I was seeing on social media. And then you go on national television and asking this BS sort of question. And thank God that gentleman who was responding to their BS put them straight and put common sense into things. Yes, they want Harry. What is it when Harry left the UK? His father cut his ring. This is the way that I interpret it. Okay, they took everything from him, security and everything. Alright, when after they take his security, Harry was trying to call his father. He didn't pick up the damn phone. And then they told him, go fly, go survive out there. So this is exactly what he's doing. He is surviving. And then the questioning who he's making deal with, it's none of your business. The only thing you should be careful, it's not your tax dollars. Oh my goodness. Harry is showing them how it is done for not living off of the taxpayers' money. Jesus Christ. The UK made a big mistake with Harry and Meghan. Now, if more people eyes are open and see Harry is thriving like this, they're gonna say, and we already know there's issues, cost of living crisis in the UK. When the light turn on those people's brain and say, wait a second, there's Harry who's not taking a penny from us. Okay, he's living if not almost the same kind of lifestyle over there, but he just have to, be on the lookout for his deranged family members. Okay, he's living his lifestyle without anybody's money. So the others could do the same thing too. Alright, so let's read some of the comment. How embarrassing for the mediocre broadcasters. They should have invited Angela Levine instead. Okay, this man should be the type of human that should embrace the media space because he sounded knowledgeable and unbiased. That's it. Okay, he does not follow the crowd. He is his own thinker. Thanks for being a public fair guy. Alright, that's all people want. Okay, I really enjoyed that. Yep, that's I don't know what is that. They interviewed, there's that here. So the girl disagree that Harry and Meghan report more favorably in the US. I'll go with that. JS says the interview was unbelievably embarrassing and talking about loaded question. Okay, embarrassing and talking about loaded questions. Okay, that's that here. I don't know. Okay, I watched this interview with the professor. There's that here. Who's that? Professor Jonathan Shalid, OBE. Well done for being fair and unbiased. They're gonna take his OBE away. Okay, these two hacks were absolutely awful from start to finish. Yeah, the way they start the conversation already, set the tone, and the guy then take the bait. And literally, the minute he opened his mouth, he told them what he saw, what they did. Okay, British media just can't help themselves when reporting about Harry and Meghan. Alright, that's an ad. Let's switch right there and then move on. Okay, I don't know which is worse, this or the asparagus fortune teller. This was great. They tried from so many angles to have a Harry and Meghan bashing session and they kept failing. There's a laugh here. Boom. Okay, they certainly tried everything to get him to be negative toward Harry and Meghan. It just didn't work. What an embarrassing interview for these two. Yeah, no wonder why the squad were retweeting it. And I was so curious. I was like, I want to listen to it. So it probably here again. I think I have it again. But let's focus. Yeah, there it is again. Okay, so they only took the 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Thank God I put the other one first because it was the longest from start to finish. So I'll listen to that since it's slightly shorter. These two people have just been made to look like the village pigeons that they are. Okay, man, this was brutal. There's the laugh here. Jonathan Shalit stepped into the British media echo chamber and just wiped the floor with these two, Harry and Meghan. Okay, so there's the hashtag. I'll come back out. Let's go into that. Okay, and okay, they put it in two different parts. So let's listen to this one.
Yes, well, joining us for more on this is the talent and PR manager, Jonathan Shalit. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on the show. Now, you're a talent and PR man, so you'll be used to some of your...
Okay, this is where she's starting to learn in the direction she wants to go with the interview, but he didn't take it. Let's listen.
Your clients perhaps making silly decisions. Is this one, in your view, when it comes to Meghan and Harry?
Okay, silly decision. This is where she wants to take this interview into, but he picked it up right away and let her know he's not taking the bait. But let's listen again.
I like the way you set up the question by saying silly decision, which is kind of indicating your viewpoint already.
Bingo. He's a perfect example. He pointed out her bias.
Sure, it's a silly decision. This is a movie about one of the greatest reggae star ever, and Meghan has black descent, and so she's been invited to the premiere and gone. I don't think one can criticise someone with black heritage going to a movie about a great reggae star.
But the headlines that have come out of it, though, accusations that they appear insensitive, members of the royal family unwell, in hospital, going through surgery, and the like, and they're with a famous anti-monarchist. Is there nothing there that you think might be problematic?
Okay, these were the headlines that they were writing on social media. Okay, they the one who create this craziness on social media, and then she's bringing it on public view. People need to call these people out each time they throw their BS. Okay, this is how they start the fire and then put gas on it and then do all those crazy things. People need to call them out.
I think they're two separate issues. First of all, travelling when a member of their family is not well. Well, they already live in Los Angeles, so they're hardly, if anything, they're going closer to their family than further away if they go to Jamaica. I'm not sure. It seems to me that both the King and the Princess of Wales have routine operations. They're not, life-threatening operations. And indeed, the Princess of Wales has had her operation. I'm not quite sure why you'd expect them not to travel when their family members aren't well. I mean, my parents haven't been well, and I continue travelling.
But Jonathan, they're travelling in...
That's not what they wanted to hear. I'm sorry, I'm stopping again. But let's finish this really quick, because we heard it already.
Doing that to a place and to a Prime Minister who last year suggested that they would leave the Commonwealth and remove themselves from links to the monarchy. It's not just the fact they're travelling when their family are ill. They're doing it at a time when, and schmoozing with people who have, in some aspects, attacked the monarchy.
No, they never did.
The King Charles may say that's responsible. He went to the celebration of Barbados being independent from the UK and flew over to Barbados as Barbados ended their time as part of the UK jurisdiction.
This is perfect. This is what happened. People need to be aware of different little things. You don't have to know the full detail of things, but understand what's going on around you. Because if he wasn't aware what Barbados did, he will not be able to make that comparison. And he's spot on. Creating some nonsense. Okay, LOL, let's pause. LOL, the way this interview backfired spectacularly. There's a laugh. Jonathan, not done yet. Okay, there's the rest of it here. Looks like I'm listening to it again.
And I think because someone's anti-monarchist, when we had a brutal slave trade in Jamaica hundreds of years ago, I'm not sure they can be attacked for going with a democratically elected Jamaican Prime Minister. If that's the policy of the country. I mean, Barbados has remained great friends with Britain, even though now totally independent. And many could say perhaps that's a good way of keeping positive relationships with Jamaica, with the brothers to the next king being there. I think, there are positives here as well. I think this is an example of the media in Britain having one agenda.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay. You know what just crossed my mind? The reason why these people, are upset about the Jamaica pulling away from the UK, the Commonwealth and stuff like that, is that they had envisioned. They want Charles to be in charge because they already got Charles wherever they wanted him, in my humble opinion. So they want to go in those countries and do what they please. Take land, do whatever. Okay, go on that video that I did. I think the firm. Okay, it has the UK flag in it, and the upper corner there's a map of the world. And when I first did that video, I remember thinking, where are the Commonwealth countries located? And then I start looking and I was like, oh my God, there's this and that. Go listen to that video. I think it's still up. I never took it down. Because this is what these business people wanted to do. So Charles, the institution, the monarchy, in charge of the Commonwealth, so they could go in those Commonwealth countries and do what they want. Like, for instance, not too long ago, wasn't the UK sent ships near South America, Guyana or something like that? Because I think they discovered there was oil in this area, and then Venezuela sent its troop to guard those areas. They said I don't know what happened after that. I don't hear anything after that. I did post a screenshot of things on my community board. So these people had a plan. Okay? They had a plan for the world. It's the US right now that's holding strong and people are fighting back. What Venezuela did, I believe it was Venezuela, I could get the country wrong, sent its troop to prevent the UK from getting in. Okay? So when you see people coming off your shore and they want a place to stay because humans are not fish, they cannot live in water, they need land. But the UK is displacing people do different things and all of that. When look what's happening in the Middle East, for instance, YouTube already put its warning out there regarding that because they don't want things to be exposed. So you guys need to look further into all of this. So that was the plan here. All right, but let's continue. I went off. I don't know why I paused here, but let's continue.
I mean, I wonder if it's... you make a good point there. You make a good point. But what about what they're doing there? Surely it's just to tout for business, you know, schmoozing with people. Potentially there's some media types there, some bosses of big media companies that they can try and get some work off. Do you think this is more business than leisure?
Well, at the end of the day, unless you are a lucky sperm, in other words, your parents give you tons of money, or you've inherited tons of money, you've got to make a living. Previously we criticised Harry for living off the royal family, whilst still a member of the royal family. He's made the decision to leave the royal family, therefore he's got to earn a living. I don't quite see why he'd be criticised for making a living, because if he didn't make a living, we'd criticise him for taking money off his father.
Jonathan,
exactly what they've been paid for in the books they've published. But it seems to me that a woman of black heritage going to a film premiere of the most famous black reggae singer ever is not the most unnatural coupling. I think it's I'm Jewish. If there was a movie about the greatest Jew ever, I might travel to see that. I mean, why wouldn't Meghan travel to see a movie about Bob Marley? I mean, Bob Marley is such an incredible artist.
Yeah.
That's a great honour. And if they get a holiday in Jamaica as well, fantastic. They're entitled to go to sunny, nice places. I'm sure the two of you are going to have a nice holiday somewhere sunny this year.
Okay, this is how you do it. Exactly. All right, so let's go back with some of the comment. Okay, pause. There's this. Where do they get the talentless presenters? I have a toddler party that needs some entertainment. The British media are better. Their colonial mindset is not a good reflection on the country. That's right. Okay, there's that here. This is extra. So let's go to the next tweet. Okay, I'm gonna pause. I feel like I'm gonna cough. Okay, so this is the next tweet. Jobson's taking a shot at WanK. Looks like BP and KP are at war. My money is on the evil stepmother, but I hope both teams lose. Okay, it's a cleanup article for Levine's slip, not outright denying, but explaining she has mood swing like Diana. William will be by her side 24/7. They seem to be being careful, like they don't want to say too much because they know it's going to come back to bite them. Okay, well, Diana had mood swing because she was being cheated on, gaslit, and mentally abused. Oh, my last video that I just finished edit, I put I put the thing where William, you know, called out his mom, you know, for this for the BBC thing, calling her paranoid, and then I showed some clips of when Diana confronted Camilla and all of this. Okay, so these play all into that. Okay, they causing her pain, and then at the same time they have their armies of the tabloid to continue putting nonsense on the tabloid. She was by herself back then. Alright, so they're trying to play the same thing here, but people need to push back. I hope the UK push back mostly. Alright, it's been brewing for years. War of the Windsors 2.0 will become a shooting war before too long. Okay, I'm blacking. Let me go check out what he is saying with my burner account. There's that here. Wow, really? What did I miss? Pray tell. Okay, I don't think so. I think it's Prince William doing a slow drip hit on Kate Middleton's character in the media. First, Angela Levine compared Kate to Diana negatively, and now Jobson in the New Mirror article, and of course Willie is father of the year. The divorce was supposed to be announced in January. Will and Jason have 6 days to get it done. Where this from Jobson? What did he say? Karma comes early. These people, I don't know. They can't seem to live their life fairly, but they have to script things, pretend. And this is the thing Harry said, F this. One thing, Harry was willing to play along with them, but when it come to his private life, he always tried to make that distinction. Alright, next tweet. And all he needed was a woman that will stand strong next to him for him to leave. And that was Meghan, and they out of here. And this is why one of many reasons they don't like Meghan, because Meghan gave Harry courage. All right, next tweet. It was such a disaster, they were asked to pay back all the wasted taxpayers' money. Okay, so let's see this one. That was back in 2022. How come I didn't see this? Okay, Will and Kate should refund $274,000 spent on failed Caribbean tour. So what about Jamaica? Did they give Jamaica back its money for, you know, whatever they spent to host them? Or not just Jamaica, but the rest, the Commonwealth that they visited. There's the laugh here. Okay, they made it clear to Bully Willie and Keen. All right, what? There's the laugh here. Okay, this is extra. What is that? Oh, so this is the same thing again. Watching Jonathan Shalid run ranks around Gross Bullocks, News Emily Cover, and Ben Leo is hilarious. They try every culture war. Let's pause this so I don't get alright. They try every culture war talking point about Harry and Meghan's trip to Jamaica for Bob Marley, One Love, and he returned the cheap shot with interest. Alright, so this is the thing that I went and before, so I'm not gonna play it again. This is my last tweet for this video. I think I will create another one. It's 5:48 before I wake up the kids. Alright, so there's that here. That's a GIF. Let's pause. What I love most about the new era of that Toxic British Tabloid have zero access to Harry and Meghan. Instead, they have to scroll the internet like us mere models. We're all royal reporters now. There's that here. Okay, actually, I think they stalked the Sussex squad. That's true. I blocked a Daily Fair reporter from my followers just the other day. I need to check to see who's following me. Right. I don't have that many. Oh, don't forget body language expert and mind reading expert, just to name a few. Acquired skill set. True, we are multi-skilled. Okay, moving up in the world I see. There's that here. That's an ad. Okay, LOL. Thank you for your royal family report with no lies but the truth. There's that. Zendi, we will confiscate your phone. We're all royal expert now. Okay. This is the squad throwing shade at the how do you call them, royal vats. So let's do a prayer. I have another set of tweets to go, and I think I'll be putting, this is what I just did here. This is what I just did here. Okay, and I have 10 more, and that will be probably on PYTE. This is the next one I want to do. All right, let's do a prayer for this video. Right now it is 5:50, so let me hurry up. Okay, prayer. 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 I can't even spell prayer. Prayer for the word confident. So let's put confident. I don't know what I will get out of it. Confident, not dense, debt. Okay, Heavenly Father, I come to you seeking confidence and assurance to persevere. Help me to chase goals and dreams that are in line with your will. When I am plagued by self-doubt and fear of failure, remind me that all things are possible with you. Okay, so let's keep this as that. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so it seems like I'm gonna do another video. Whenever I get to edit them, I edit them. Alright, so that is it. Thank you for watching.
We live in Naka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.